Good evening, folks, and welcome back to Yucatl Audio, where the good is transmitted throughout the whole stage. We got it for everybody, and we're gonna put some good gloss on this question. This question number 2. That's where we started at. Uh, because a wise man once told me that one hit on the root is worth 1,000 on the leaves. So we going right to the root of the problem. What is what's the people's issue? It's a monetary issue. The people's got monetary issues. So we going right to what they call the root of all evil, and we're gonna figure out what the hell's going on with it. Now let's see what they're gonna put down here. Now I have nothing but respect for Mr. Richard Grove. Hey, the man is rock solid with with everything what he be putting down. Hey, uh, he's a real guy, a real man there for sure. Now I do want to pose this question. Cause see, Rich is a good guy. He's never gonna see. I don't. I'm not blaming him, or I'm not looking at him like he's done anything out of the ordinary by not looking at it for what it really is. Cause he's too close to be able to make it out. But I'm of the mindset that Alex Jones snaked him, dude. Yeah, Alex Jones wrong for what he did. He wrong for that. He know what he was doing, cause he run up there and, well, okay, this is the issue. When he stepped out there and said that he was pretty much just a fucking tabloid, well, that Junior flipped everybody who with him. Everybody that with him got poop butted at that moment. And he ran. I mean, I don't give a damn. I don't know nothing about their relationship. I'm looking at it from the outside. It's all for naught. Damn near. I mean, because you getting poop butted now because of him. Alex Jones did that. Yeah, he ran around there, gobbling up everybody, him and Joe Rogan both, they get motherfuckers come on their set, and then by association, you end up getting poop butted. That's what they did. That's what happened to Rich. I mean, if I didn't have discernment, I mean, I'd have probably dismissed him, for sure. I mean, he's fucking rolling with Alex Jones. I can't. I mean, you can't take him serious, man. And you never know which is what, or what is which. And then to couple with that, he stepped out there and said that he wasn't nothing but a tabloid. So, I mean, your average person that's just, a learned person is going to look at it and be like, man, by association, they're going to miss out, though. Because Rich got the goods, man. He knows how to explain and what's going on with the process of how you learn and how you do it, what it's called, each step, what you're doing as you're doing. I personally, I'm the same way with the English language. I just know it. I mean, I can't. It's not that I can't, because I mean I'm sure it's. I know I can. I mean, I could put in the time to learn the proper terminologies and get the methodology down for the schematic for how to do it, step by step. But I just know how to do it. It like I said, it's my operating system. My operating system is I guess what you call the trivium, or the quadrivium or whatever. I mean, the whole damn package. I got the whole fucking package, and I'm gonna prove it right here. Let's see what they got for us, and then, you know, I'll take it to that next level, because that's what we do here with that good gloss. Let's roll.
What needs to be done to introduce stability to our economy? Real stability. Should we begin by understanding the history of money itself?
Well, how can we understand our personal economy or the nation's economy when the economists provided to us do not have the history of money in mind, and they're not trained in any sort of history of money? So how can people who have no insight as to case histories of different civilizations?
Okay, people. So none of us, I repeat, none of us have any culture when it comes to what we're supposed to be, what the money. Nobody has. We don't know. We don't have. That's a cultural characteristic that everybody I know is lacking severely. Because I know you can't be dumb enough to think that we just stepped out here and started doing the shit and had it right. No, look around you, man. Obviously, we're doing something wrong. We're doing something wrong.
And how money has evolved over time. If they're not given that information, and they're just given, hey, here's Adam Smith, and capitalism's controlled by a black hand and an artificially contrived shortage, go about your business and bullshit the country, then you've got guys from like Jim Cramer who went to Harvard with Elliot Spitzer and these other characters, and they're all playing a Ponzi scheme on the rest of us who, once accountants are ripping off Enron and these other smart people, it's like Joe Rogan says, that's far out intellectual stuff. If they can rip off accountants, they can definitely rip you off. When they can do it beyond the scrutiny of even the honest people inside of the FBI and the SEC, because at the end of the day, it's not all the people. They don't need all the people at the SEC or the FBI or any of these other agencies to be involved. They just need key people who are in the top of the structure to make sure that the guys that are doing their job and the women that are doing their job on the bottom line or on the front lines aren't getting any progress. The information won't go up. Nobody will do anything about it. They're frustrated, and they end up going off and doing other jobs. I know the one IRS agent who was in Aaron Russo's America, Freedom, and Fascism, who was there and was shown that there is no IRS tax code and people shouldn't be, paying taxes. And she quit her job because she found out it's all a scheme. She's now in jail for that. Sherry Jackson, exactly. And so she's not in jail because she broke the law. She's in jail because she found out the whole thing's it's a scheme, and she was trying to tell people and inform people and get people to save their own lives. Because nobody's going to come around and save your life for you. I'm sorry to, there was many a day that I wished that the person I was writing to would say, yeah, let me just publish this stuff and just get the facts out there or whatever. And it doesn't happen.
Keep dreaming,
and there's a reason it doesn't happen. It has to do with the almighty dollar. And that dollar sign that Ayn Rand uses in Atlas Shrugged, which is the sign of all the people that are, participating in that plan. They wear a dollar sign on their lapels. And so when you understand the history of the dollar sign coming from the alchemist Cagliostro and all the occult nature of the economy and the creating of something out of nothing, which is what international bankers do.
No.
There is just so much.
Rich might be jaking us, dude, because he went with the stamp right there when he was saying it. Look.
As Cagliostro and all the occult nature of the economy and the creating of something out of nothing, which is what international bankers do. There is just so much area there that the oversight that needs to happen, it needs to, Steven Zarlinga from the American Monetary Institute wrote this book called
Let me explain something, too. It's not something out of nothing. It isn't. That's untrue. Because it takes your fucking energy or they can't make it happen. They cannot make it happen without your energy. They have to fucking get your energy involved in it to legitimize it. Or, you think they just run numbers at will without checking, without you at all, just behind your back, just running you up? I highly doubt it, dude. I don't know, but I highly fucking doubt it. There's a reason why they don't just murk all our asses and get rid of every fucking body. Because they need that energy, man. They need your energy.
Of money, and part of the book is something called the American Monetary Act. Part of the plan is that Congress would issue its own money. So it would no longer be owned by the Federal Reserve, which is neither federal nor reserve. So once the nation has its own money supply back under control of Congress as it's mandated in the Constitution, and once interest on any loans made is not being paid out of the country, then America is back on the right track. But as long as we do not understand that in the past, under Aristotle, money was created as law, and today it's created as debt. Back in the day, a Congress or a republic or someone representing the people can create this law and say what money is. Today, when money is created as debt, who creates the debts? The bankers.
Dude, I'm telling you, we had just forgot what the hell's going on. He actually just fucking, I just learned from what he just said. Straight up. Because what he just said goes right hand in hand with what I'm telling you. Is because there ain't no fucking government now. There's not. That's why there's no lawful money. Because we're not doing it right. There's a certain process, there's a way you have to go about doing things, and in order to do it correctly. And in a republic, he just said that the money is issued by law. Your fucking hand sign is law. That's simple. Because you are the government. I put that Frank shit in that mailbox, dude. And they pick it up and they deliver it. If that shit hadn't been delivered, dude, somebody's ass is gonna bend. Because who give you the authority to do something with my mail other than fucking do what you're supposed to do with it? They don't ask the corporation, where's the adhesive stamp on that shit? Would they send me with Indica on there? And they deposit it in there every fucking day. There's something in there with Indica on there, which means they didn't prepay the postage. But there is no government because we ain't manning our posts. So I'm gonna run this back right here because this goes right with what I'm saying. Let's roll.
Debt. Any loans made is not being paid out of the country, then America is back on the right track. But as long as we do not understand that in the past, under Aristotle, money was created as law, and today it's created as debt. Back in the day, a Congress or a republic or someone representing the people can create this law and say what money is. Today,
they gave us all a corporation. The people ran the corporation through the mud, dude, and that's what happened when they switched to the Federal Reserve. That was to cool out all of the fraud that people was committing on the corporation. I'm telling you, when you go and you do the research, that's what it happened. The people was just, they were committing fraud with the corporation. They wasn't doing it right. They was, because the corporation is supposed to be there to protect you. It's supposed to be your sacrificial lamb. Straight up, and that way, you really, you would never have to, people took advantage of it, like, you're never gonna have to pay. You don't never have to pay for nothing. You could just do whatever. No, it's not how it works. And so they said, we're going to use the damn trust, and we're going to turn the corporation into an enemy, really. Because they use that to as a weapon against you now. Whereas, because only because you don't realize that you're supposed to be done expressed a trust with that corporation and bonded yourself. What I'm saying, man, it's in the fucking books, man. It's in Bouvier's law. It tells you this shit. So you don't have to question whether what it is. Look it up. I've got videos that show already, and I'm gonna put some more down today. But hear me out, man. Let's fix this shit. We can take control right now. As soon as we get ready, we can do it. I'm going to continue to beat on this drum until we get there. At least a fair enough percentage of us to where we can go back to a semblance of normal. I'm not going to rest until that happens. Hang on just a minute. Alright, so y'all heard him say something about Adam Smith. Y'all heard him say something about Adam Smith, right? The Wealth of Nations. Now, this is taken from there. The post office is properly a mercantile project. Okay, it is perhaps the only mercantile project which has been successfully managed by, I believe, every sort of government. The capital to be advanced is not very considerable. There is no mystery in the business. The returns are not only certain, but immediate. Now that's just a preview, because let's see what he's gonna see, if they're gonna identify. You know, what they say. Should we start with the history of money? Well, I don't think that they pegged it yet. Check this. Money. An universal medium or common standard by comparison with which the value of all merchandise may be ascertained. A sign which represents the respective values of all commodities. In its strict technical sense, coined metal, usually gold or silver, upon which the government stamp has been imposed to indicate its value. In its more popular sense, any currency, tokens, banknotes, or other circulating medium in general use as the representative of value. A generic term includes, but is not confined to, coin, whatever is lawful and actual current in buying and selling of the value, and as the equivalent of coin. By universal consent, banknotes lawfully issued, actually current at par in lieu of coin, are money. Paper money is as accurate an expression as coined money. Okay? So the lawful currency of a country, that which may be tendered and must be received in discharge of a subsisting debt. Okay, a simple bequest of money will not carry securities when it can be gathered from the will that the testator used the word in the sense of personal estate. That intention will be given effect. Okay. Power to coin and regulate the value of money is one of the ordinary prerogatives of sovereignty. Okay, that's why I knew that. This is the first time I'm remembering seeing that right there. But I knew that. I mean, you didn't have to tell me that. That's the most important. I mean, that's the one fucking thing. I mean, you know that the king, he ain't asking nobody about no damn money. The power is vested in the national government in order to produce uniformity of value and to prevent the embarrassment of a perpetual fluctuating medium. You see what I'm saying? I mean, hey, that's about as close to where I'm telling you what it's supposed to be is you're gonna get. Now, lawful money of the United States is lawful money of any state or territory. What are they talking about, lawful money? Check it. Nothing is lawful money of the United States but gold or silver coin, United States Treasury notes, or fractional currency. National banknotes are not such money. What? Now, correct me if I'm mistaken. A Federal Reserve note would be a national banknote. Correct? I mean, I believe I'm correct. Now, it's saying that those national banknotes are not such money. Okay? Well, what's fractional currency? I mean, the shields, they tell us that fractional currency is like how the banks like only have to have like a 10% of your whatever you deposit on hand in reserve. They call it fractional reserve lending. Is it fractional reserve lending or fractional reserve banking, one or the other? So it's, I mean, they co-opted the fractional, and that's the important part of it, or that, you know, because I mean, there's no way that they don't call it. I mean, that's not, they're not. I don't believe I heard them say fractional currency. I believe it's fractional reserve lending, or fractional reserve banking practices is how they is what they call it. You know what I mean? That's how they masked it up. Because look here, money view. Well, here we go. Postal currency. Now, oh, hang on just a second, right here. Look here, fractional currency, okay? Paper currency, which is denominated, or which is in denominations less than the basic monetary unit. Basic monetary unit in many countries, the basic monetary unit is equal to 100 cents. All of these have the same so-called value less than 100 cents. This is the type of shit what I'm talking about right here. And when I'm saying that your shields, they don't know what they're talking about, man. And I was mistaken, because see, I mean, I try to give them the benefit of the doubt, but no, the shield here, now, like, I'm talking about like Mike Maloney and them. I never heard him say fractional currency. I ain't putting that on him. But I got this. This is a screenshot from somebody. I don't know where I picked it up at. But yeah, this shield didn't know what he was talking about. But he gonna put this monopoly money up here, like he know what he talking about. Don't have a clue. Because look at this, postal currency. During a brief period following soon after the commencement of the Civil War in the United States, when specie change was scarce, postage stamps were popularly used as a substitute, and the first issues of paper representatives of parts of a dollar issued by authority of Congress were called postal currency. This issue was soon merged in others of a more permanent character, for which the latter and more appropriate name is fractional currency. So, when it says fractional currency, well, what is fractional currency? Fractional currency is getting your money through the damn mail, through the post, the correct way. And then them national banknotes become, you need to turn them national banknotes into fractional currency. And the only way I know of to do that is start getting your fucking fee, man. That's how you do that. Go in there and bond yourself, and then you can go in there and you can borrow on that, or however I don't know exactly how it works, but I mean, you can borrow, hell, your signature pays for it. I mean, everything prepaid with that number. That's why they want it. Your mark of the beast, yeah, that number. Okay, fractional currency. Issue of circulating notes called postage currency, superseded by fractional currency. So, I mean, I was giving the benefit of the doubt when I shouldn't have, because they co-opted this shit, just like I say. Banknote currency, guaranteed by the United States and secured by national bonds deposited in the Treasury. That's the National Currency Act. Okay, paper currency, notes issued by a government, or 1. Notes issued by the government and called demand treasury notes, or more generally legal tenders. 2. Notes issued by national banks. And 3. Certificates issued by the government. Currency principle. An an amount fixed by law is issued based on an equal amount of securities, mostly government obligations. See? Just like what I'm saying. They're all government obligations, dude. Now, check it. Sovereign. Chief ruler with supreme power, one possessing sovereignty. It is also applied to a king or other magistrate with limited powers. In the United States, the sovereignty resides in the body of the peoples. So, what are you doing going to the bank and asking them for a loan? You're doing it wrong. I mean, and the residuary sovereignty of each state not granted to any of the public functionaries is in the people. So, check this. Okay, money. Money is a stamped piece of metal, a coin. See the quotation from Adam Smith. Now, check it. To prevent such abuses, to facilitate exchanges, and thereby to encourage all sorts of industry and commerce, it has been found necessary in all countries that have made any considerable advances towards improvement to affix a public stamp upon certain quantities of such particular metals as were in those countries commonly made use of to purchase goods. Hence the origin of coin money and of those public offices called mints. And that's the psyop for your ass, because I'm going to get to it, but they're misleading us with that. Currant, a tree, huh? A small, dried grape, properly written, Corinth. Currency, circulation, power of passing from hand to hand, not swift. General reception, number 2. 3. Fluency, readiness of utterance. 4. Continuance, constant flow. I live. Okay, 5. General esteem, the rate at which anything is vulgarly valued. Bacon. The rate at which anything is vulgarly valued. Currents. Okay, I mean, he letting you know. The papers stamped in the English colonies by authority and passing for money. Okay, stamped. I mean, it's every damn time. Okay, current, circulatory, passing from hand to hand. Genesis. 2. Generally received, uncontradicted, authoritative. Hooker. 3. Common, general. Watts. 4. Popular, such as is established by vulgar estimation. Grew. 5. Fashionable, popular. Pope. 6. Passable, such as may be allowed or admitted. Shakespeare. 7. What is now passing as the current year. Okay, current. 1. A running stream. 2. Currents are certain progressive motions of the water of the sea in several places. Okay. So, what do we got here? Money box. A box for holding money or receiving contributions of money. A money dealer. Dealer in money. A money changer. Money, or a mint master. A banker. One who deals in money. I mean, that would include me and you, right? I mean, dealing in money, shit. Now, impressed money. See, impressed. Man, I should have looked that up, dude. I didn't look. I didn't really check that out, but money order. An order payable at sight, granted upon payment of the sum and a small commission by one post office and payable at another. Yes, that's what we be trying. A certificate or direction in writing, which postmasters are by law authorized to draw on application of a person depositing money at one post office, directing the payment of a like sum to a payee named in the order at some other post office. These orders form a convenient and safe mode of transmitting small sums. Now, banking in its largest sense includes the business of receiving deposits, loaning money, dealing in coin, bills of exchange, etc., and issuing paper money. In statutes, bank usually designates an incorporated institution, and banker an unincorporated association exercising banking privileges. A national bank or national bank association, an institution created under United States law for bank purposes, as distinguished from a bank organized under the law of a state. I mean, you have one, dude. That's what you have a. I'm not going to read all of that. Here we go, right here. Money. And that metal, be it gold or silver, which receives authority by the princes impressed to be current. For as wax is not a seal without a print, so metal is not money without the impression. It belongs to the king only to put a value as well as the impression on money, which being done, the money is current, for so much as the king hath limited. Need I say more? Need I say more? So we're going to go ahead and skip back over here and let them play out, and then I'm going to go ahead and just really drive it home. Here we go.
Money is created as debt. Who creates the debts? The bankers. So if the bankers are creating the debts and that creates the money, then that puts international bankers in control of our country, which means they have unlimited supplies of money to buy off every press agency and anybody that they need to, because if they don't buy them off, then they lose their career. And it's pretty, not very many people are willing to take that leap knowingly and say, yeah, let me just sacrifice my career here, drop the guillotine on it, because everything I've ever worked for and everything I've ever earned, it's not really worth anything. I won't mind losing that. I'll just sit, and take it.
So, how much did this whole lesson cost you?
It cost me everything that I ever earned.
Every fucking thing, dude. What
So
you
then
talking about?
what do you do now for a living?
I'm currently the editor of Tragedy and Hope magazine, which is a subscription service.
I'm telling you what I do, man. I put my head into the damn book. I figured out what was going on. You don't have to do all of that. You make money with an ass print and your autograph.
Researches, organizes, and presents information to our audience to help them find life, liberty, and happiness through a process of critical thinking, which means you're always going to get what you expect because you've thought critically about it.
And what does that experience result in?
It results in you subscribing to a higher awareness, but ultimately it brings more meaning to your life. Things are a lot more fun because when you understand.
I thought that everybody knew that. Boy, was I wrong.
And things, you're not left out of it, you're not left in anxiety, it reduces your fear. But this is all a process of learning, which is the primary function of Tragedy and Hope. It's to inspire learning quarter by quarter as we roll out the magazine and as we have other resources to help you organize information, communicate with your peers, reference other pieces of information that have already been dug up, and facilities and tools to help you actually go from the step of being an observer to a researcher, to a participant, to someone who's sharing meaningful information. If you've had something similar happen, you would need to do likewise, because Lowell Bergman's still not going to publish that which he can't publish.
Do you have any closing thoughts?
Nobody's
for
going to
the
help you, man.
audience?
So if this lack of understanding that is proliferated and precipitated upon our world over the past couple years is an indicator of a necessary change that has to take place, we need to recognize that change is not tradition, change is not the status quo, change demands action, and that the actions we need to take as Americans are bring some checks and balances to bear on these unregulated situations.
You got to get
and
your
start
office,
to
dude.
at least place a tourniquet on these gashes that have been made in our economy by way of Obama's team, Bush's team of administrators. These guys all work together. Right hand, left hand, they have the same torso. Doesn't matter if it's a Republican or a Democrat. Republicans borrow money, Democrats tax you. They're still doing the same thing, serving the same agenda. It makes no difference. It's all for a goal that is not in the best interest of the American people, and the people who are doing it are not doing it in the best interest of America because they have allegiances to organizations which supersede the ideas of nationality. Support independent media or you will lose your independence. And that's not fear, that's just the facts. And if we don't like the facts, then let's do some learning together and figure out where things really are. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, I'm not expecting you to believe me. I'm expecting you to look for yourself, find the facts that are out there, have discussions with people, and come to a higher understanding. And that's what the whole dialogue is about.
I'm trying.
Would you like to know more?
That's what I'm trying
Without
to do.
asking questions, one can never hope to understand.
But you need to be asking the right damn questions. What question are you asking? Now, I don't think I heard him answer the question that I needed answered, that we all need answered. Where the money come from, where to start at, how do you get it, what it do, what it is. Now, let me go ahead and give you the grand slam, baby. I'll give you the goods. Album Alba firma, white farm. Rent payable in silver or white money, as distinguished from that which was anciently paid in corn or provisions and called blackmail. Ha 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 ha. What you think about that? Huh? Album, plain, blank, smooth, without mark. Silver without mark or stamp is uncoined. White money, but it ain't money, because until it has the king's impress, it ain't not money. It has to have the sovereign's impress to make it money. Mailed is registered as notarized, and mails and duties. In Scotch law, the rents of an estate, whether in money or victuals. There you go. Now, mail, a small piece of money. Rent, extant, and blackmail. I mean, hey, one more you need to know. Blackmail, rent, reserved in work, grain, or the baser money. Opposed, white rent, rent paid in silver. A rent in grain, cattle, money, or other thing, anciently paid to men of influence in the north of England for protection against robbers. Extortion. Okay, here we go. Buromillis. Okay. Rents paid to the king by the burgesses and inhabitants of a borough or borough, and which went to the king's private treasury. The word meals is the form of the Scott plural is considered by Spelman as signifying the same thing as the Old English law term firma, a firm or farm, i.e. provisions or rent paid in provisions. It is probably the same with mail in the word blackmail, and with the modern English meal, a portion of food taken at stated intervals. See, blackmail. I'm trying to tell you, firm and mail, that they know you can't eat if they don't get you some mail. I mean, I'm not just making this shit up, dude. Provision, that which is provided, arranged, or stipulated for as provisions of a contract, of a will, of a constitution, a statute, or a treaty. Provisions, hell, mark. They got to get you. You got to have a mark so they can take care of you. They got to know who you are. Provisions of a ship mean articles of food or sustenance. Her stores include wood, coal, and the like. I mean, fat cattle, Indian corn, wine, and brandy have been held to be provisions. They got to provide for you. I mean, they know you ain't got it. You ain't got shit. Alba firma, white rents reserved payable in silver or white money. They were so called to distinguish them from redditous nigri, which were rents reserved payable in work, grain, and the like. Alright. Now, Alba firma. Okay. White farm or rent. Blanche farm. Money rent payable in silver or white money, as distinguished from that which was anciently paid in corn or provisions, called blackmail or black rent. To hold by white farm is to hold freely in suckage, and that is good to know. I mean, you know, what else we got here? Alignment. A fund of maintenance. Okay. Parents and children are reciprocally bound to alignment each other. For sure. Means support include food, clothing, and habitation. Nourishment. I mean, you got to have it. Now, mail. What is mail? Mail, rent. It's a tribute. A halfpenny, a tribute, a rent. Rents of an estate. I'm trying to tell you, they got to pay. Okay. And an entry of having posted notice of dishonor mailed implies the postage was prepaid. Hey, I told you, got to be prepaid. It has to be prepaid. Okay, mail. A coat of mail, which signifies a square figure or the whole of a net. Anciently, a kind of money. Mail. Mail was a small piece of money. It also signified a rent because the rent was paid with mail. I'm trying to tell you. check it, mail, as issued, or as used in statute, relative to robbing the mails, is any letter forming compartment part. You don't want to mess with it, dude. You don't want to do it. You do it at your own risk. Now, mail and mail matter are used interchangeably in statute, and both stamps and money can be mail matter. Now, mail, a kind of ancient money, a small rent, mails and duties, the rents of an estate. That, hey, you're supposed to get it. Now, here, mail was a small piece of money. It also signified a rent, because the rent was paid with mail. Okay, we've reached the end. We've reached the end, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Now you know that the mail is money. It was money before. Okay, what I'm trying to say is gold never had no value without the kings and press. So when you're talking about the gold, you've got the cart before the horse. And that's why the mail is money. And you need to be getting paid as a postmaster or a mailmaster. You take your pick. But you need to be mastering your damn post. And until you do, you're going to be in a world of hurt, because you have you've stated no government. You've established nothing. They don't even know you exist. You have no federal protection. The feds is you. That's your contract. That's why all these companies, Federal Express and them, that's why they put that, because they just got a contract. They just know what's going on, and we have been in the dark. And I'm trying to share this light with you and anybody else who has the time to take and own their life. Because I know that not everybody's fit for this. Not everybody can. Some people are happy with what they got, and I don't want to disturb them. But for these people that are out here hungry like me, it's time to eat. Till next time, keep your heads up.